There's a train a-comin', don't need no tickets, you just get on board. Faith is the key, open the doors and boredom. There's room for all if you just love the Lord. People get ready for the train to Jordan, lifting up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and boredom. There's hope for all among us love the most. People get ready, there's a train a-comin'. You don't need no ticket, you just get on board. And all you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. I said you don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Bellevue. I'm Reverend Charles Perry, and I'm the senior minister here, and it is my joy, honor, and privilege to welcome you to our celebration service this morning. If you're new here, I would like to invite you to visit our welcome table on your way out. It's kind of diagonally back that way on your way to the Friendship Hall, where we're going to have something to eat afterwards, which looks really good. It's like lasagna, ravioli, sausage stuff. So that you definitely want to head back that way. But on your way back, if you stop at that table, you can get a little information packet about Unity, about our church and the larger Unity movement. Inside, you'll find a connection card that we would like for you to fill out, and it basically you just give us your basic information, and we will be able to get you in our database and send you our newsletter every week that lets you know all the great things going on here. If you would just like to let us, do that, then there is also a connection card in the seat back in front of you, and you can leave that with one of our ushers. You can hand it to me, whichever you'd prefer. If you're online, and good morning to anybody who is online. I think Facebook's up and YouTube is not, so we are having some technical difficulties. But those of you who are here, we're glad you're here. And if it is your first time, or if you haven't done this yet, you can go to our website at www.unityofbellevue.org and go to the I'm New page, and you can fill out a little form there, and we will send you one of those welcome packets. You can also, if all you want to do is just get our e-newsletter, you can fill out the form at the bottom of any page on the website, and we will include you in that. Also, if you're new here, we want you to know that you are welcome, accepted, safe, and celebrated just the way you are, regardless of your race, creed, color, ethnicity, national origin, religious background, sexuality, gender identity, economic status, political affiliation, or if you are a person who is differently abled. You are the divine in expression, just like you are, and you are more than welcome here. Amen? Amen. All right. So, in keeping with that feeling of divinity, we like to affirm unity amongst us all. So we express this oneness with our statement of being, and I'd like to invite you all to affirm it with me together. There is only one presence and one power, active as my life and as the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. Unity honors the universal truths in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. We like to begin everything we do with prayer, so won't you please join me now? Sweet Spirit, we are so grateful for this opportunity to come together in unity. We are now fully aware of the divine light, divine love, and divine wisdom expressing as each and every one of us. And we bless this time together as we join in divine purpose to be the Christ expressing right here in Bellevue and wherever we are in this wide world. So it is. Amen. All right, and help me welcome our music director, Tony Surzo, and our amazing house band here.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Seattle morning. We have Todd Kimbrough with us, sorry.
Yeah.
All I have to do is look down and read. I have it right there. Eric Stevens on drums.
There.
Lovely Miss Jamie Armstrong.
Yeah.
And also lovely April Drake on the end there. Please stand as you are able and join us in singing. This is the day, this is the day, this is the brand new day my Lord has made, and I call it good. I call it good, 'cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is. This is the day, this is the day, this is the brand new day my Lord has made, and I call it good. Yeah, I call it good, 'cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is. This is the heart, this is the heart, this is the brand new heart my Lord has made, and I call it good, and I call it good, 'cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is. This is life, this is the life, this is the life, this is the brand new life my Lord has made, and I call it good, I call it good, 'cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is. This is the joy, this is the joy, this is the brand new joy my Lord has made, and I call it good. I said I call it good, 'cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is. This is the day, this is the day, this is the brand new day my Lord has made, and I call it good. I call it good, 'cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is. As if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and it is.
Yeah. Woo.
All right, thank you. Now we're going to do a song that I wrote called We Stand. I wanted a song about togetherness, and I couldn't find anything in the sort of standard unity canon that fit what I had in mind, so we wrote this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be a call and response. So we're going to start out with everybody singing We Stand, and then we're going to sing We Stand, and you're going to sing the lyrics that come up on the screen, and I'll sing those with you. It's a pretty easy song. We stand, 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 ready to serve God, ready to serve each other, ready to serve community, ready to serve the world, ready to serve God. to serve each other, ready to serve community, ready to serve the world. We stand, 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 we stand. Okay, this time with me. We stand ready to serve God, ready to serve each other, ready to serve community, ready to serve the world, ready to serve God, ready to serve each other, ready to serve community, ready to serve the world. We stand, 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 we stand. All right. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you for standing. Now, please.
Instead of I am, it's we are.
Yes, we are.
We are.
We are so blessed. Beautiful. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
So now's that time in the service that we turn within. And although we remain together in this sanctuary, it may feel like we walk apart in spirit. So I invite you all to take a few nice deep breaths. If you're holding your shoulders up around your ears, just kind of let them go. Yeah. Loosen up anything that feels tight and just relax. Let go. Whatever it is, it's going to be okay. Yeah. If you've been holding anything in your hands, just sit that on the seat next to you, maybe in your lap. If there's been anything stuck on your mind, just do your best to lay that aside too. Just let that stuff go, as our Buddhist friends would say. Just let it go. These precious moments, when we actually get someone telling us, hey, it's okay, just let go. When we feel like we can unclench from whatever it is we're hanging on to. When we allow ourselves to remember. We allow ourselves to journey within. So often we look for peace or love or understanding every place else. Other people, other things, other experiences. when peace and love and joy are waiting for us in the Christ that we are in our spirit right here, right now. It's not our fault. It's okay. We get taught from an early age to try to hurry, to try to do, to try to be more, do more, rush, produce, get a gold star, get a raise, get a promotion, buy more, have more, 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 more. When the truth is, everything we have ever needed is right here, right now. In the Spirit of God that is with us, that is us. It is expressing as us, uniquely and preciously. I hope you feel that. You are a precious part of God, just as you are. No improvement needed. Nothing to do, nothing to say. Just be your own special self, you know? It's okay. So in this time, I invite you to a spiritual communion. Communion with union, with oneness with God. Simply allow yourself to relax into that knowing that I am Christ, whole and perfect, and I am an expression of God right here, right now, in the silence. It is so precious and sacred, this time that we spend simply allowing Spirit to breathe us. Just letting ourselves experience our oneness with God, the universe, the Creator, the Spirit of all beings. It's our spirit too. It's beyond theology. It's beyond argument. It's beyond and within, immanent and transcendent. This time when we go within to touch the face of God, how precious it is, and how easy to forget when we get caught up in every day. So as we move out into the rest of our day, into our week, just want you to remember when you need it, no matter what's going on, and just take a breath. Remember, you are God in expression. You are sacred, you are holy, And you are beautiful just the way you are. So it is. And so you are. Amen.
Come gather round wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time for you is worth saving, then you better start swimming, or you sink like a stone. For the times they are a-changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling who that is naming. Oh, the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come, senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorways, don't lock up the hall, for he that gets hurt is those who will be stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows, it'll rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Mothers and fathers throughout all the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can in your hand, for the times they are a-changing. Lion it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, and the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will be later be last. For the times they are a-changing.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, boy. Thank you. That's, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow stuff like that. But yeah. So it is really wonderful to be here with you all today. We are now in the second of about an 8-week series that I'm doing on this handy-dandy little volume right here, The Anatomy of a Revived Church. And I'm going to endeavor not only to talk about what a revived church looks like, but what we look like when we're revived, right? Because it's funny how the same principles that apply to us collectively can also apply to us individually, right? So, as I do this today, we're going to be talking about traditions and, how traditions, sometimes they're great things, right? And sometimes they wear out their welcome, and sometimes they can be downright harmful. So it's the second chapter of this book, and if anybody's interested, we do have some more of these in the bookstore. And of course, if you like getting them online, they are available online as well. But what I want to talk about today is how to overcome these things that I sort of refer to as sanctified habits, and the ones especially that may no longer serve us and, allow us to embrace new opportunities for growth and transformation. There are a few of you left here who were here when Reverend Linda Spencer was the senior minister here, right? Yeah, I'm seeing a few hands go up. I first got to know Reverend Linda, in Santa Barbara when she was the senior minister there, and her youth and families director was also a candidate for Unity Ministry, which is how I met her and ended up marrying her. In fact, Reverend Linda married us in the sanctuary there in Santa Barbara. So that was actually when I was on mid-tour leave from my first overseas deployment in 2010. In 2011, I'd come home and I had spent some time in Santa Barbara getting to know my new wife, because it was kind of a whirlwind romance. And then spring term, I went off to the village to start seminary, or to start it in earnest. I'd been doing some classes online. And Reverend Linda was going on sabbatical that summer. She was going to be gone for a quarter of a year. And it coincided with my summer in seminary, and the board of trustees at that church asked me to be their fill-in minister for that time period. And I was like, well, heck yeah. So it was kind of funny. On her way out the door, the last time I saw Linda for some time, she just said, "Change whatever you like, Charles, just don't fire anyone without talking to the board." And she was gone. I mean gone, incommunicado, in Costa Rica, somewhere in the jungle, right? So I took her at her word, and I was like, okay, well, if this is going to be my church for a quarter of a year, what do I want to do? So I fiddled a little bit with the order of service, like you might think I would, because I'm that kind of guy. And then I got to looking around the sanctuary, and I was like, okay, is there anything here that doesn't feel right? So the way that their platform was shaped was it had a big wide piece, but then up here at the top, it kind of, came in, and there was like this little extra cube up here, right? Which, if you are a Bible scholar, corresponds to the shape of the temple that the Israelites carried with them through the time in the desert. And in their temple, it's like you first came in, and there was a more public place, like out there, and then there was, the place where the priests or the cantors or whatever they were, and then up here in a little cube, they called it the Holy of Holies, and inside was the Ark of the Covenant, right? Like really holy stuff, okay? So I got to looking around, and I was like, well, what's the most holy thing in a Unity church? And the first thing that came to me was, it is not on my keyboard. Oh, well, what I was going to say was up here anyway, because we can't fit everybody up here. Mic's out? Let's see here. Do I have a spare? Oh my gosh. Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to give, I guess. Yeah. Who's? Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah. I was about to do the Goldilocks thing, too small. Do that thing. So anyway, what came to me was the Christ candle, right? Because it represents the Christ. So I'm thinking, okay, that's what belongs up here. Well, what was up there was the flower arrangement, like, one of these guys, right? And the Christ candle was on a little table that was sort of down in front of the podium. And I thought, well, that's real easy. And I picked up the Christ candle, and I took it up here, and I picked up the flowers, and I brought them down there. And you would think that I had slaughtered a basket full of puppies. Because I moved the flower, not I moved the Christ candle, I moved the flower arrangement. I'd been hanging around that church a little bit, off and on. And, it just seemed like it didn't seem like a big, hairy deal. But boy, it was like this tall and had hair out to there. So, we live and learn. And now I did leave it that way for the rest of the summer, but I think Linda changed it back when she got back from Costa Rica, because she was just like, yeah, whatever, I don't want to hear it. So what ends up happening is that, as Tom put it, Tom Rainer, the author of this book, says, in essence, the tradition becomes an object of worship. And that is absolutely the truth. So he lists like 10 different traditions that we run into in church, and I'm not going to put you through all that, but I did want to talk about just, a few of them as examples. And the first one is actually tradition number 1 on his list: worship, music, and style. Because, boy, do people get attached to that from time to time. One of the things that I discovered when I was exploring the possibility of coming here as the minister is that there have been some kerfuffles here in the past over music, and in particular music directors, right? Yeah. That's an understatement, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad somebody can laugh about it now, because it's, because there were a couple of really rough departures of music directors, and there were the departures of a lot of folks along with them, and that's what happens sometimes. People get bent around the axle about things in churches, and they decide, well, I'm going to just go someplace else, So as part of my desire to help this church heal from its past, when I went looking for a music director, I actually invited both of them to apply. And they both said, no, thank you. But we have, and this is something that I'm really happy, they've both been back here as guest musicians since then. And one of them, Becky Thatcher, is here just about every month. But the other thing I'm really happy about is the music director I did end up getting, and that's Tony. And I am really happy with the direction the music program here is going, right? What I just had to follow, I'm thrilled with our music. And, I know it's just going to keep getting better and better, and we're going to get more and more of you guys involved with it. And it's a big part of a church, and we can't get so wrapped around the axle about our own personal preferences that we decide to leave, or, and this is the worst part, is we keep it in a little teeny box, and we don't ever venture outside that box musically, and we can basically exclude entire generations of people if we do that. I don't think we do that so much here, but I promise you, I have been in some Unity churches where, if they didn't sing the Lord's Prayer, and the version that we use in Unity is almost impossible to sing. It's just, seriously, it's a very difficult, piece. But if they don't sing the Lord's Prayer and Surely the Presence, they're going to string somebody up. And the idea is we don't want to abandon our traditions entirely. Like, I am still pretty good with singing the peace song. I might like to sing another song at some point, but, still pretty good with that one. But we stay open to new stuff. I think about me personally. And, have my musical tastes gotten moved forward? Not much, But I've had to be inclusive, right? So although my daughters grew up listening to a lot of Queen in Boston and Kansas, right? I also listened to their stuff. I played dad's taxi for a long time. I was a single dad with custody when my girls were teenagers. So, I'd say, yeah, whatever, put on your music and, that's fine. I also actually kind of got into Lady Gaga the first time I was deployed because they played her stuff on Armed Forces Radio back in 2010 quite a lot. So, Bad Romance, yeah, it's good stuff. But, it's just like, can I just stay open to it, right? So, and as a church, I've never been one of the Unity people who's into the crystals and feathers and essences and, that kind of thing, right? I'm not from that end of the tent. I'm from this Jesus as a social justice warrior end of the tent. And one Sunday, this is back when I was going to Christ Church Unity in Orlando, Florida. They had these people who came in playing gongs and doing a sound bath after the church service. And I said, well, okay, I'll give that a try. And it absolutely blew me away. If you've never experienced that, I'm going to try to find somebody that does that here in the PNW. I mean, I know we're diagonally across the country from those folks. But it was, it literally shook me to my core. Just amazing, the energy that I got out of that. So, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to be a little open-minded about this stuff, right? Because it's not going to hurt. Tradition number 2 that Tom talks about is the order of service. Just what we do and when we do it. And he tells a story of going to meet with a group of, not really, I guess they were deacons in that church, not trustees. And the deacons had been ready to fire their minister because he had the temerity to move the offertory from the middle of the service to the end of the service one time. And he thought they were kidding, and they were absolutely serious. You don't do that, right? Because that's not the way we've always done it. Right? Now, even in this church, I know that there have been maybe a short handful of people that were a little bit offended by the way I changed the offertory, right? Instead of having the ushers, go row by row and passing the little bags back and forth, we do the sacred walk of abundance I learned from Reverend Edwin Gaines. And, I know it's not the way that y'all always did it, right? But it says something that I really love, and that is you can come here and receive, not just give. And to be honest with you, I when it comes to prosperity, I trust Edwin. She's a very dear friend, and she's one of my favorite teachers. And so here we have our stuff for our sacred walk of divinity, and we may change. In fact, I think we will change the order of service some more when we start getting more kids back in the church. I'm, waiting to work with whoever our youth and family director is going to be. We're hopefully going to start looking for somebody in this coming month. Just to let you know what's going on, I have a job description that's going before the board this week at the board meeting. So assuming that gets passed, we're going to, we'll release a job search announcement, in the next couple of weeks. So everybody help me pray that up. And then we're going to, once it's actually official and the search is underway, we're going to bring in a prayer that we can pray together the same way that you guys all had a prayer that you prayed together to call me here, right? Because we believe in the power of prayer, and we're going to actually practice that. So in terms of our personal spiritual practice, there may be some things that we do that don't mean as much anymore. You know, I mean, like right now, if you think about doing that, now I lay me down to sleep, I pray that one, probably not going to mean so much to you. It might make you smile and think think about being a kid. But it might also make you think, man, that was twisted for somebody to teach me that as a child. But even things like our prayer for protection, I mean, is it just something that we say by rote? Or when we say it, are we really thinking, I am the light of God. I am the love of God. Is it really, can you feel it in your bones? And sometimes we have to remind ourselves, not to just say the thing, but to really listen to the thing. I know in my 12-step group that I go to here in Bellevue, we start and end each meeting with the Reinhold Niebuhr prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, I can rattle that one off pretty quickly, but if I really think about it, God grant me the serenity. It digs in. It actually has some hooks to it. And it can mean something again. But I know that in my own practice, I need to mix in some other prayer too. Because, and I think this is the key, when a tradition loses its meaning, it loses its power to transform. What Tom called tradition number 7. Church buildings. And as somebody once pointed out here, in our case, maybe it's not the church building so much as the church grounds. But it's really supposed to be a tool for the ministry. It's not the ministry itself. And I get it, the buildings hold a deep sentimental value for the members of the congregation. I don't know that we have anybody here who was here when these rafters went up, right? But, we do have a lot of people here who have been through a lot with this building. It's kind of like the relationship sailors have with ships. We've been through this thing a long, long time. In Unity, we teach that the true church is not the building, the basilica, as the Greeks would say, but the community of people who come together in love and service, which is what the Greeks called the ecclesia, right? Now, I know when people say, the Unity of Bellevue Church, probably a lot of you who've been here for a while think of this physical building location. But I think of you all. You guys are the church. If something happened, natural disaster or whatever, and, we couldn't occupy this building, we'd still be Unity of Bellevue, right? Wouldn't we? And that's what's important. But what he has seen and what a lot of us have seen is people just get so wrapped up in a building. They even get wrapped up in this particular room in the building. And he tells the story of a room that was named for a family. Well, the family members decided that only, that they could decide who got to use the room. And they locked it up, right? And I've seen buildings in church, church buildings that had spaces that were essentially dead because they'd kind of been co-opted by a person or a group. And we don't want that to happen. Right? Now, I've noticed since I've been here, people talking about the library and how the library used to have books in it. And, it used to be this and it used to be that. And I think we're still attached to that space that's diagonally over there, being and feeling and looking like a library. And, maybe that's a good use for that room, but maybe these days there's a better one. I get most of my books this way, electronically these days. I know some people like the paper ones. I like the ability to, I'm reading it on here and then I have to go to the doctor or something, Well, then when I get there and they stick me in the waiting room, I can just pick up my phone and keep reading from the exact same sentence that I was reading on my tablet or on my PC. Right? And there are a lot of people like that. There are a lot of books that you just can't get in print, but you can download them. So is having a room set aside to have shelves and books the best use over there? I don't know. We're going to explore that. The same thing as having a bookstore, right? Would this church be better served by maybe making a cafe over there where people, like a area for people to gather instead of just have one table with a puzzle on it for people to gather around? Like really make it a gathering space. Again, I don't know. These are things that we can look at over time. We can, if we are willing, look at every space in this church and say, I know we've been using it this way, but what if we did that instead? Right now, our youth and family wing is going to begin being used as a Montessori during the week, right? We were actually, I think Monica was talking to somebody about using the library space as for a different organization to do after-school programs. We can keep our eyes and ears open to opportunities for change that will serve our community. And that, I think, is what this building is here for. Not what we've always done. Anybody here a Lord of the Rings fan? We got any? Yeah. So if you remember, at a certain point in the story, Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas, three of the buffer dudes, had been chasing down some of the bad guys who had kidnapped a couple of their buddies. And one of their buddies had thrown away a piece of jewelry, just like on the trail to kind of let them know, hey, I'm still alive, right? So they get back together, and Aragorn, the guy who eventually becomes king, gives the piece of jewelry back to his little buddy and says, here, you're going to want this. And one of them made the comment, gee, it's really tough letting go of something like that. And Aragorn says something that has always stuck with me. One who cannot cast away a treasure at need is in fetters. And fetters is chains, like you would chain somebody up with, right? One who cannot cast away a treasure at need is in fetters. And that is as true of each of us individually as it is for us as a church. So I got to thinking about this and looking around, and it's like, what is this to us as individuals? And I got to thinking about all the things, all of the sanctified habits I've had over the years, some of which are really bad habits, and what it would take to overcome those things. So my wife turned me on to a really good book called Atomic Habits by a guy named James Clear, and he offers a lot of really great insight into how we can change our habits, bit by bit. And I just wanted to leave you guys with a few simple ideas. The first thing we have to do is we have to identify that we have the habit. It's like in 12-step, first thing we say is, my name is so-and-so, and I am a whatever it is I am, right? I got this bad habit that I need to change. And as Thomas said, or as James says, rather than trying to make a huge change all at once, like I'm never going to drink again, it's, can I just stay sober today? Just today. That's all I need. Just one day at a time. And for us in our spiritual practice, we don't have to say, I'm going to start meditating half an hour a day. Right? It's like, can I just download a meditation app on my phone and use it 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day? Just make a little change. Just a little teeny thing. All right? And the key, one of the big keys, is that he talks about focusing on the process rather than the outcome. so that what we're doing is, instead of trying to get there, it's how am I doing? What am I doing to get there? Am I just giving my best effort? I talked about this a little bit when we were talking about always do your best in the 4 agreements, remember? And the studies that they had done that said when you unhook how you're doing, you just do your best, rather than think about what the goal or the outcome is, that it's actually better for us mentally. So we focus on the process rather than the outcome. And then creating an environment for success. And what's around us, makes a difference. In 12-step, we have this joke that you only have to change one thing, and that's everything: people, places, and things, right? It's like if you go to a barbershop, you're going to get a haircut. If you always hang out in the bar, you're probably going to end up drunk. But when we take a look at how this goes in the church context, maybe we do need to create more spaces to foster connection and spiritual growth. And in your personal life, maybe you don't turn on the news the first thing in the morning and start off your day all mad or depressed because of what's going on in the world. Or maybe you take a little corner that's just kind of messy, got a little table with a bunch of stuff you piled on it, and you turn that into a little altar space, right? Just a little change. And maybe that little altar space will help you remember, oh, hey, I'm going to spend my 3 minutes meditating today, or my 5 minutes, or whatever it is. Addiction is kind of like a habit on steroids. For most of us who became addicted to something, it started out innocently, just something we enjoyed. And then, that something we enjoyed became a habit. Because we enjoyed it, we're going to do it again and again. And then we make traditions out of it. Like I used to have this tradition that when there was a football game on, I needed to have been well lubricated in advance, right? And this goes way, way back. And you want to talk about a family that includes enablers. Even though I was already drinking too much in college, my mom would make me homemade spicy tomato juice for my Bloody Marys that I was going to drink on, Saturdays and Sundays before football games. I am not making that up, right? It's like I remember going to visit her before she died. And she says to me, Charles, looks like you've gained a couple of pounds. And then the very next words out of her mouth were, I made you a Texas sheet cake. It's in the kitchen. Yeah. And so today, I have a little tradition when I have pizza or a pizza bread. I always like to have ice cream after that. Charles, maybe the tradition of a little walk after the pizza would be a better idea. Can we just start there? So this week I'd like to invite everybody to just kind of reflect on your traditions and your habits in your personal life and, maybe some of the traditions that you've been a part of here in the church. And think about the things that maybe aren't serving you so well, or maybe aren't serving us so well, and how we could just make just a little change, just a little change to step out. And together, we can create a path to revival, growth, and a deeper spiritual connection. Won't you please join me in prayer? Sweet Spirit, we give thanks for the wisdom and guidance that flows through us as we walk the path of spiritual growth. Help us to recognize the traditions and habits that no longer serve our highest good, and to embrace the changes that lead to renewal and transformation. May we be open to the new possibilities that await us, both in our church and in our personal lives. We now affirm that with your guidance, we will move forward with courage, faith, and grace, creating a future filled with joy, peace, and spiritual abundance. And so it is. Amen.
the silk scooter is by, catches the poor old lady's eyes. Just for fun, he says, get a job. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, but oh, you believe it. Said, hey, little boy, you can't go where the others go, 'cause you don't look like they do. Said, hell, man, how can you stand to think that way? Did you really think about it before you made the rules? You say, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe it? Well, they passed a law in 64 to give those who ain't got a little more, but it'll only go so far. Oh, don't change another's mind when all they see in the hiring time is a line on the color board. This is just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. It is, it is, it is. That's just the way it is. Oh.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, Todd. So now we're going to do our sacred walk of abundance. And if you haven't been here before, if you haven't been here before, like in a long time, the way we do that is everybody gets to come home with something. And what we're going to give you is what I call spiritual vitamin pills. They're these little affirmations, right? It's kind of like a blessing that you get to take home. And I'm going to take this one home that says, the Spirit of God enlivens me, and I am spiritually enriched. So I get to take home that, and you get to take yours home. The way it's going to work is our usher, Dick, are you our usher today? He's going to come on down here. So come on down, Dick. And he's going to, kind of point out your row, and your rows will come up one at a time. If you're giving physically today, cash or check, you put it in this handy-dandy pretty bowl here. And then if you're on this side of the congregation, you take from this bowl and go around the outside that way. And you guys on this side take from there and go around that way. We know a lot of you give online or, like I give by mail. However you give, it's okay. We want everyone to receive a blessing. So come on down and get you your spiritual vitamin pill for the week, okay? But first, we're going to bless up whatever we give, whenever we give it, with our love offering blessing, which is on the screen up here behind me, together. I give freely and fearlessly, fulfilling the law of giving and receiving. This is the bounty of God, and I send it forth with wisdom and joy, and so we do.
together as we walk on by. And we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me stay for the record. You won't go wrong. We're giving love in our family. Oh, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Oh, get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Oh, oh, oh. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family.
Thank you. All right. So I want to put a final blessing on these tithes and love offerings. Sweet Spirit, we give thanks for these tithes and love offerings and send them forward to do the work of Spirit as lived and taught by our brother and way shower, Jesus the Christ. And we see each gift returning to the giver, not just tenfold, but 100-fold, a good measure heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
All right. And now Monica is going to start driving the microphone.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Bellevue. We are so glad that you are here, that you are a part of our family, whether you're here for the first time or you're here every time. We love you. Some announcements. We have one-on-one a prayer available for you after service up here in the front of the sanctuary. Denise Saxton, she's waving her hand there with the prayer stool, will be up here if you have any prayer needs. There's also prayer request cards in your seat bags that you can fill out and put in the prayer box by the south entrance. And they're also on our website. On the prayer page, there's a prayer request form you can fill out. We have lunch following every service, and this Sunday, Women Connect is putting on a wonderful lunch with lasagnas and salads, so please join us back there for some food and fellowship. The Spirit of Unity Choir meets today at 12:30 in the Unity Room. That's all the way back at the end of the Youth Wing Hall and to the left. So if you have any questions, you can talk to Tony, our music director. We'd love to have you. Our board meeting meets online this Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. this month. The Zoom link is found on our launch page if you would like to observe. We have two fundraisers coming up. Our community rummage sale on September 7th. If you would like to help out in any way, setting up on the day of or taking down, there's a sign-up sheet out in the atrium. And we also need donated items. So any Sunday or Wednesday between 10 and 2, if you want to bring in some items, that is helpful. We have a community book sale coming up too, so if while you're going through your things, pull out some books and CDs and other media and bring that in to Unity as well. And a big thanks for our fundraiser golf tournament that we had this month. First of all, a big thanks to Gwen for spearheading that. And to Sisters in Spirit for doing their sacred service and helping out. So a big thanks to Sisters in Spirit. We also want to thank City of Bellevue, Crossroads Par 3 Golf Course, and Bellevue Golf Course. They all made contributions in different ways, and we're grateful for their contribution that made it a success. We made, with contributions, donations, registrations, and ticket sales, raffle ticket sales, we made $2,650. So, big success. And this is also Sacred Service Sunday, and I forgot to do it last month. So if you volunteered at all in July or August, would you please stand so we can give our thanks and show our gratitude to you, please? Thank you so much. If any of you have not yet gotten that 65th Anniversary Sacred Service Volunteer Appreciation Pin yet, we have a few left, so please see me. And one last note, Reverend Charles is beginning a time of spiritual renewal. He will not be back and available until September 4th. So if there are any emergencies, just please contact me, and I will be in contact with him. So, yes, and next Sunday, Dr. Held from Unity in Linwood, formerly from Unity in Linwood, and Matthew Wilson will be the guest speakers and guest artists. So they may be taking off from this area soon, so it'll be our last chance to kind of hear them for maybe a good long while. So make sure to show up. Yeah, we've had them here before, so we love them. So, okay, let's close with the peace song, followed by the prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We are the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
We are the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a great week, Unity.
I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. I'm taking one small step. It gets me closer to my goal. I'm taking one small step instead of looking, just sitting there looking at the mountain, yeah. Then it won't seem like I've got so far to go. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Taking one small step gets me closer to my goal. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. I got dreams filled with passion, yes, and I've got fears that seem to pop up in my way, but I've got power that's deep inside my soul. When I look too far and lose my way, always lets me know that I gotta take one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Taking one small step gets me closer to my goal. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Then it won't seem like I've got so far to go. Far to go. And I got off the track and I couldn't find my way back. When I looked inside, the truth there could not be denied. I was making it harder than it had to be, just pushing and fighting till I found the key. And know that I gotta take one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Taking one small step gets me closer to my goal. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Then it won't seem like I've got so far to go. Yeah.
This is the year for making changes. This is the year for moving on. This is the year of overcoming. This is the year for growing strong. This is the year for a new way of thinking. This is the year for making plans. This is the year for reaching out, and this is the year for joining hands. Gone are the lonely nights of yearning, gone all the dark and cloudy skies. All the unsteady bridges burning, all of the doubt and all the lies. This is the chance to recapture the power. This is the time to abandon the fear. This is the moment, the finest hour. This is the year, this is the year. This is the year that I put into action all my desires and all of my means. This is the year that I follow my passion. This is the year of my dreams. This is the year I'm letting go of trying to change the ones I love. This is the year I turn it over. This is the year I look above. This is the year that I take my intention. Turn it away from distraction and talk. This is the year I take the step, and this is the year I walk the walk. This is the year that I put into action all my desires and all of my means. This is the year that I follow my passion. This is the year of my dreams. This is the year I make it happen. This is the year I follow through. This is the year I move ahead on all of the things I want to do. This is the chance to renew my commitment. This is the time to be conscious and clear. This is the moment for living fully. This is the year, this is the year. This is the year, this is the year.
Deep within my soul, I do, and I need to let it out, or it's bound to lose control. I do, 'cause I'm tired of holding on and settling for, knowing if I'd let it burn, I could be so much more. I could let my dream live in me, or I can live my dream. Walking through this day-to-day is harder than it seems, but I've got an easy choice to make. What will it be? Let my dreams live in me, or live my dreams. I'm so scared that if I take this leap, I might not fly. I am, but I'm sure the greater sorrow is if I don't even try. I am so tired of waiting for the moment to appear, where everything is perfect for me to conquer my fear. But I can let my dreams live in me, or I can live my dreams. Walking through this day-to-day is harder than it seems, and I've got an easy choice to make. What will it be? Let my dreams live in me, or live my dreams. I could just stay here and live with a dream in my heart. What good is dreaming if you never make a new start? And I wanna make a new start, 'cause I can let my dreams live in me, or I can live my dreams. Walking through this day-to-day is harder than it seems, but I've got an easy choice to make. What will it be? Let my dreams live in me. Let my dreams live in me. Let my dreams live in me, or live my dreams. Live my
Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before, broken heart and slamming door. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true.
Testing.
I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
Just when I take a step outside, the rain, it catches me with no warning. Right before liftoff, what was once light and airy can't catch my breath. Poor sweet canary, for the weight on my body.
The battery is showing 1 bar.
Oh, break me, take me, climb inside.
Turn things off.
Bring me to a new divide, and I will grow to know a better me. And this time I will lift off and fly. I will lift off and fly. Just when I take a step outside, all around I see the empty spaces. No matter how many times on this flight I can barely get the height. Now I want to soar with clear I will lift off and fly. I will lift off and fly. Me and the time, we make quite a pair, and it's a solo flight with the wind in my hair. There's a quiet line between me and the air, and I like it here. Yes, I do. Oh, I like it here. I like it here. Oh, break me, take me, climb inside. Bring me to a new divide. Oh, break me, take me, climb inside. Bring me to a new divide, and I will grow to know a better me, a better me. This time I will lift off. This time I will lift off, lift off, lift off and fly. I will lift off and fly. Ooh, I will lift off and fly. I will fly high.
This day I awoke with a passion in my heart, a feeling of longing, a thirst so strong. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. Make me patient when I worry, make me calm where there is strife, make me loving when my heart is hard, make me forgiving when I would be right, make me forgiving. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. Stronger to reveal more peace. I must be patient to reveal more love. I must be humble to reveal more power. Make me stronger to